Michel Foucault's discourse theory, decoding power, knowledge, and society. Michel Foucault, a towering figure in modern philosophy and social theory, introduced a revolutionary approach to understanding power and knowledge through his discourse theory. In this comprehensive exploration, we delve into Foucault's discourse theory, unraveling its core concepts, mechanisms, and implications for society. Join us as we navigate through Foucault's thought-provoking ideas and illuminate the intricate relationship between discourse, power, and social practices. Background and context. Michel Foucault's discourse theory emerged in the context of post-structuralist philosophy, challenging traditional conceptions of power, knowledge, and truth. Influenced by thinkers such as Friedrich Nietzsche and Sigmund Freud, Foucault sought to analyze how power operates through discourses, systems of meaning, knowledge, and social practices, and shapes our understanding of reality. Against the backdrop of modernity and its mechanisms of control, Foucault developed a critical framework for understanding the production, circulation, and regulation of discourses in society. Discourse as power knowledge. Foucault's discourse theory posits that discourse is not merely a means of communication or representation, but a productive force that shapes our understanding of the world and regulates social practices. Discourses encompass not only language, but also institutions, practices, and forms of knowledge that produce and reinforce particular modes of thought and behavior. Foucault famously stated, "Power is exercised through discourse and in turn produces discourse." For example, consider how medical discourse constructs categories of health and illness, defines what is considered normal or pathological, and legitimizes medical interventions and practices. Through medical discourse, power operates to shape individuals' perceptions of their bodies, health, and well-being, influencing their behaviors and identities. Archaeology and genealogy of discourse. Foucault developed two complementary methods for analyzing discourses: archaeology and genealogy. Archaeology involves excavating the historical and social conditions that give rise to specific discursive formations, uncovering the underlying structures and rules that govern their production and circulation. Genealogy, on the other hand, traces the historical emergence and transformation of discourses over time, revealing the contingent and contested nature of knowledge and power relations. For instance, Foucault's archaeological analysis of madness in his book, Madness and Civilization, examines how discourses of madness have evolved throughout history, from medieval conceptions of demonic possession to modern psychiatric classifications. His genealogical study of sexuality and the history of sexuality reveals how discourses of sexuality have been constructed, regulated, and contested in different historical contexts, challenging essentialist notions of sexual identity. Discursive practices and power relations. Foucault's discourse theory emphasizes the ways in which discursive practices produce and regulate power relations in society. Discourses not only reflect existing power structures, but also contribute to their maintenance and reproduction. Power operates not as a top-down imposition, but as a diffuse and pervasive force that permeates all social interactions and institutions. Consider how legal discourse constructs categories of criminality and justice, defining what is considered lawful or unlawful, and legitimizing systems of punishment and incarceration. Through legal discourse, power operates to regulate individuals' behaviors, identities, and access to rights and resources, reinforcing existing social hierarchies and inequalities. Resistance and counter-discourse. Despite the pervasive influence of dominant discourses, Foucault also highlights the potential for resistance and subversion through counter-discourse. Counter-discourses emerge from marginalized or oppressed groups as a means of challenging dominant modes of thought and asserting alternative forms of knowledge and identity. Resistance takes various forms, including political activism, cultural production, and everyday acts of defiance. For example, consider how feminist discourse challenges patriarchal norms and constructs alternative understandings of gender, sexuality, and power. Through feminist counter-discourse, marginalized voices are able to contest and disrupt dominant discourses, opening up spaces for dialogue, change, and social transformation. Implications for society and politics. Foucault's discourse theory has far-reaching implications for understanding and critiquing social practices and power relations in contemporary society. By uncovering the ways in which discourses operate to produce and regulate knowledge, truth, and subjectivity, Foucault invites us to critically examine the ideologies and power structures that shape our lives. Foucault's discourse theory also underscores the importance of reflexivity and self-awareness in navigating the complexities of discursive power. By interrogating our own assumptions, beliefs, and identities, we can become more attuned to the ways in which discourses operate in our lives and engage in more informed and ethical forms of social and political action. Conclusion. Michel Foucault's discourse theory offers a radical and illuminating approach to understanding power, knowledge, and society. By analyzing how discourses shape our understanding of reality and regulate social practices, Foucault challenges us to critically examine the ways in which power operates in our lives and to imagine new possibilities for social change and transformation. As we navigate the complexities of contemporary society, Foucault's discourse theory continues to offer valuable insights into the dynamics of power and the possibilities for resistance and counter-discourse.